Hi everyone, Stephen here. Now, instead of the normal news and stories, I'm going to give you a very important update about something that I know a lot of people have been wondering about, and that's what's happening with our church services. So, most of you might know that the New South Wales government has now relaxed the restrictions so that we would be allowed to have up to 50 people in the building for church services. And we've been thinking and praying a lot about this, and we've decided that we are going to take advantage of it. It's actually going to make our life more complicated, but we think that's worth it because we know a lot of people have found it really hard not to be able to see their brothers and sisters nearly as much. So in this video, I'm going to explain, I hope, a lot of the things you might be wondering. And I'm going to do it by answering the most common questions that people have been asking us. So here goes. The idea is that we're going to have a small congregation of up to 50 people in our church buildings, both Fairfield and Bosley Park, during our normal live stream services. So that's 10:30 a.m., one group at Fairfield and one group at Bosley Park, and then 6 p.m. at Fairfield. Now, very sadly, we still can't reopen our 8:30 traditional morning service, early morning service, and we know that the people from that service are longing for us to be able to do that. We're still working on the government guidelines, and we have some ideas. We really hope we'll be able to do something for you soon, and we'll keep you posted. Now, for our 10:30 a.m. service, we're not ready at the moment to launch straight into doing two completely separate services, and we'd have to live stream them both. So for the moment, we're still going to run one service in Fairfield, and that will be live streamed to people in their homes and also to the big screen at Bosley Park. And so the congregation in the Bosley Park building will be watching it together on the big screen. And so each week we're going to invite about 50 people and we'll rotate it around so that your turn will come very soon. We've decided to start with a trial this Sunday, and we're contacting the people who we're inviting to be part of this trial. And if that goes well, then we'll just keep going, and that will be our new normal. But we'll see how it goes this week, and hopefully we'll be able to continue. Now, as always, we want to look after both children and parents in our church services. And so for those 50-person services, thanks to our wonderful kids church and creche volunteers, we will have both kids church and creche available. It'll be smaller than usual, just a few kids, and probably simpler than usual. For Bosley Park, unfortunately, we don't have a space to restart Epic Sundays on site, but there's nothing to stop you still doing Zoom. Please keep doing that together. Now, for the parents, there is one important change. Because of social distancing complications and children, you'll need to take your kids to creche or to kids church at the start of the service. When you arrive, take them straight there, and at the end of the service, please pick them up straight away. And finally, if the leaders get sick, then again, because of COVID regulations, there is a chance that we'll have to cancel creche or kids church at the last minute. So if you're parents, just be aware that that could happen, and please be gracious and flexible if it means that maybe you have to stay home and watch church at home that day. Now, it's really important to say this. It's gonna feel very strange and awkward. Okay, this is not going back to church at normal. It's going to be quite different. When you arrive and walk in, there'll be people in the foyer doing some very important jobs that we have to do, like counting numbers, making sure everyone knows the rules and about social distancing, all those kind of things. When you walk into the church area, there will be signs on the pews in Fairfield or at Bosley Park. There'll be markings on the floor showing where the chairs can go to make sure that we're practicing social distancing when we sit there. And then the strangest part of all, I think, is that we are not allowed to sing. That is the band will be there and the song leaders can sing. But if you're in the congregation, the government has banned congregational singing. Apparently, when you sing, you spray lots of little droplets. And there is some evidence that it's been a cause of COVID outbreaks. So that's going to be strange. I think it's the one bonus of if you don't get invited to church that Sunday. If you have to stay home and watch it online, well, at least you get to sing. That's good. And if you are in church, I think treat the songs like an item. And we stay sitting, and I'm probably going to close my eyes and listen and reflect and pray as I listen to the music. And then after the service, at least to start with, we're not going to have morning tea or other food. Okay, I hope it's obvious, but if on the day when you're invited to come to church, if you're not feeling well, or if you've had symptoms of COVID-19, you must stay away. It's really important for the health of others and also to keep the government regulations. And so the symptoms of COVID-19 are fever, a cough, a sore or scratchy throat, or shortness of breath. So if you've got those symptoms or you're unwell, please stay home and find out how to get tested. Okay, there is a long list of rules that the government has given us, and we've tried to make it as simple as possible. And that's fair enough because we're still in the middle of a global pandemic that has a long way to go yet. And so we need to be cautious and vigilant. And if you are going to come on a Sunday, if you're invited to come and you want to come to church, you must understand and agree with the conditions of entry, as we're calling them. So there are 5 rules. They're pretty simple. Number 1, if you're unwell, stay home. Number 2, practice social distancing, 1.5 meters when we're sitting in church, when we're talking afterwards, whenever it is. Number 3, you must sanitize your hands when you arrive at the start and then at the end when you're about to leave. And there'll be plenty of hand sanitizer or soap and water in the bathrooms. Number 4, no singing. And number 5, it's really unlikely, but we might have to ask a couple of people to leave after they've arrived and ask them to go home and watch it at home because of the regulations and we got the numbers wrong or whatever it is. It's unlikely, but if that does happen and it's you, please just accept that graciously and watch from home. There are also some limits on how many people we can have in individual rooms, like how many people can be in the creche and so on. Those are on signs on the door, but basically just be sensible and careful. If you are over 70 or you have health conditions that put you at greater risk of COVID-19, then we'd recommend that you stay at home and watch the service online for now. Again, there are very strict requirements from the government that we need to comply with, but basically, if everyone chips in and goes at the end of the service or before, when everyone's ready to leave, if we all just go, great, let's get in and clean everything, it's going to be pretty quick and pretty simple. And so basically all the surfaces that people might have touched need to be sprayed with the detergent that we've got there and then wiped well, thoroughly with paper towel, and there'll be gloves and all the supplies needed, and there'll be someone overseeing and coordinating what needs to happen. Yes, bring your Bible. You won't be allowed to use church Bibles or pens or anything like that we might share with other people. So make sure you've got your Bible there. And now, one last question that some people I know have. That's perfectly fine. We're not going to be stopping our live stream anytime soon. And so if you don't feel comfortable coming back to church yet, to a group of people, there's no pressure, no expectation that you should come back. We'll invite you, but no one's going to get offended if you stay at home. That's completely up to you, and we fully respect and understand that. Well, we really hope and pray that for many of you, this will be a great help and encouragement to be able to come and see brothers and sisters you haven't been with for a long time. And please use it to encourage other people as well, and to ask people how they've been going with God and with prayer and whatever else. And if you do have any other questions, I'm sure a lot of you do, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to one of the other ministers. Send us a text, give us a call, write an email, whatever. We really want to listen and help and care for you all and help you care for one another. God bless, and hopefully I'll see you soon.